God damn it.
Well, there we go. YouTube decided to finally work. That's fun. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast.
Gotta say, man, I'm on a verge of a fucking mental breakdown here.
Yeah. We were just wrestling with YouTube for about 40 minutes, but that's okay because we're still on time. We're actually early. I was early today for the first time ever.
Yeah, but I did not expect that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just rolled up early. Shocking. I was sitting at home just watching South Park, and I'm like, I might as well just leave now because I'm watching new episodes of South Park, which are not that good.
Man, you might as well just throw yourself off a building because I know that's what I want to do right now. So
yeah,
it's been a long week, Chadley. We're getting very popular, and that stresses me out quite a bit.
Yeah, stop listening to the pod. We don't like that.
No, we like it, but you do have to remember that as we are critics to the films, that opens us up to as much criticism as possible.
Perfect.
When it comes to a Movie Epidemic podcast. So I need to be shielded from this hate or else I'm going to shoot a building.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. People will criticize us and they are right to do so.
Yeah, that is fair.
And they will absolutely hate all of our reviews today. If you're listening to this show, I guarantee you're going to disagree with all of our reviews today. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, you know what? I'm on this mental breakdown, and we decided we need to do another fucking Nic Cage episode.
I can't believe you decided this. Why would you do this? Right on the cusp of Spoopy-tober.
Because we can't just leave them there. Then they lie dormant, and no one will talk about them.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So we do got to just get them out of the way. And then that way we don't have to worry about it, and we can keep our pledge to watch every Nic Cage movie that comes out, even though we miss so many of them because he's so interested in working for some reason.
Yeah, well, we're not missing any more, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for goddamn
we
sure.
Can't have this much backup anymore.
Yeah, Nic Cage episode 5 coming in November.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about our good man, Nicolas Cage. He was in three more movies. We did one of these things 2 months ago.
Yeah.
How has he been in 3 more? It's insane. So today we are talking about the Humanity Bureau, which has sort of been on the back burner of our list for quite a while. We're talking about Looking Glass. Is it The Looking Glass?
It's just Looking Glass.
Looking Glass.
And also, we'll get into it, but I mean, Looking Glass shouldn't be the title of this movie.
Nah, this movie, the title should be Fake Bates Motel.
Yeah, shitty Bates Motel.
And then we are, of course, the feature presentation of the day is we are going to be talking about Mandy, which is a brand new Nicolas Cage movie. And we're going to get real deep. Our claws are going to get right into Mandy. And then we are also going to be talking about Stephen King's Silver Bullet.
Wow, what a treat.
Yeah, Daniel Atius directed that bad boy, and it's very interesting. Wait, was that one Daniel Atius?
I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, it's Daniel Atius. Oh, don't worry, because every single director we're talking about today is a TV director.
That makes a lot of sense.
Except
Manos isn't.
Yeah, Cosmatos is not. However, the rest of them are, and we'll get into why that makes sense. What do we want to? Do we want to just rip off the Band-Aid and just talk about Looking Glass right away?
Yeah, we could talk about Looking Glass.
Let's talk about Looking Glass. So, Looking Glass is a movie from 103 minutes, and it is
Professor Runtime,
and it is directed by Tim Hunters. Now, Tim, when I saw Tim Hunters,
before you get into that, let's talk about the production company.
Oh yeah, hit me with the production companies. Yeah.
This one is distributed by one of our favorite DTV people, Monument Pictures.
Is it Monument? I thought this one was VVS, or was that? No, I think that's Humanity Bureau is VVS.
No VVS.
There's no VVS. No. I thought there was a VVS. No, I remember seeing the roller coaster.
I know you do love VVS.
Yeah, I remember seeing the roller coaster, but maybe I'm just remembering from last.
You might have watched something else too.
Yeah. It's possible.
And Silver State Productions. I don't know if they had logos. I don't really remember. I'm just reading it off Wikipedia.
Not interesting enough logos, anyways. They got to step it up.
So this one feels like a TV pilot.
It absolutely does, and it almost should have been a TV pilot.
It actually would have been pretty good as a TV show because there's so many threads in this movie, and I don't know what any of them are about, really.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of plots.
If it had 10 episode series like that, I think this is why. I also like Bates Motel, the TV show, a lot, though.
Yeah, me too.
And this kind of feels like a Walmart version.
Yeah, I agree. But like this guy, Tim Hunters, who directed this movie, has a crazy, like he's only really directed TV, but he's directed,
a lot of it.
Yeah, he's done
and all
like,
the good stuff.
Like,
too.
yeah, like Dexter and Riverdale.
I think, and Breaking Bad. I think
Breaking Bad, Lie to Me.
Breaking Bad and Dexter do really come through.
Yeah. Especially in the cinematography, like it's got like that green Breaking Bad tinge. You know what I'm talking about?
And there's a lot of desert work in this because it's in Arizona. But like a lot of like the thriller stuff looks exactly like an episode of Dexter.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It doesn't look like, I don't think that's bad necessarily.
It's not bad that it looks like a TV. It's bad that it like plays out like TV. Like it's written like a TV show.
Is dog shit.
It's quite bad.
Because like I didn't mind watching this one.
I didn't hate it. No, it's not the worst movie we're gonna be talking about this week. But the weird thing about Looking Glass is that like that first hour, like maybe even first hour, is like pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
There's like the creepiness and the mystery. So what this movie is about is Nic Cage and his super hot 22-year-old wife decide
Get
that
some
they want
titties in there. We haven't seen titties in a Nic Cage movie in quite some time.
Yeah, hell yeah. And that lady was way too hot to be married to Nic Cage, which happens a lot. But we'll talk about it not happening in Mandy and why I think that's important later.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, him and his super smoking hot wife had like a rough year. She was a drug abuser. He was an alcoholic, and he was like fucking the neighbor. And while he was fucking the neighbor, their 6-year-old daughter fell out a window and died.
And Nic Cage does a lot of fucking for how ugly as fuck. Like, he's got that just for men beard. And shit. He looks like
I was gonna mention it.
Yeah, this fucking thing.
Yeah, but the first,
I'm Steven Seagal. I'm a trained police officer.
And so
Vladimir Putin.
So to give themselves sort of a new start, Nic Cage and his wife buy a motel in Arizona. It's really far away.
I'm fine with the concept.
The concept
good.
The concept is good.
It gets creepier. It turns into a little bit of a psychological thriller.
Well, and they give you like the creepy music before anything creepy happens. So you're like, oh, some creepy stuff's going to go down.
Yeah. And Nic Cage finds this weird like hidey hole in room 10. Is it only in room 10?
It's only in room 10.
Okay.
Which is why everybody was like specifically asking for room 10.
That's confusing to me because it's never explained why everyone wants room 10.
Yeah, everybody's pining for every other room is vacant and everybody just wants room 10, but they never explain really why. But what they do explain is that there's a two-way mirror in room 10, so Nicolas Cage can go
it, and they have them looking through it a lot, which I guess is the Looking Glass, but that's not real. Like Looking Glass, that makes me think of
like a telescope or like a whatever the thing.
But more so Alice in Wonderland. It makes me think of that.
When I was like looking for this
through the Looking Glass, is that it? He goes under and he's going through the Looking Glass. Is this what this is?
I think so, but
is this what this is a reference to?
Yeah, because he goes into the hole, right?
Yeah,
like in Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, when I was trying to find this on the Google Play Store, the first thing it showed me was that Johnny Depp thing. Yeah, yeah. The first thing I found was that Johnny Depp Alice in Wonderland thing, and then there was like some 1998 Through the Looking Glass movie that I think I've seen before, but
maybe
it was a really long time ago. That's the one
you bucked up $3 to see this fucking direct to DVD nonsense.
yeah. Well, yeah, I paid for it, of course. like to support the arts. But the first thing you're going to notice about this movie, and it's the first real problem I have with the movie, is that Nicolas Cage is a humongous asshole for no reason. Like,
dude, the motives are suspicious in this film.
Yeah.
All the way throughout.
Because the whole movie, there's like this talking about this murder that took place right before Nic Cage moved here.
Right. And then the police officer keeps coming in. He's like, where's Ben? Where's Ben? I need to talk to Ben.
Yeah.
And almost immediately, at least I figured out what the fuck the plot of this movie was, but not really, because there's so much going on in this movie.
There's a lot, and most of it means nothing. Most of it means absolutely nothing. Like, I
don't know about most of it, but they don't do a good job at explaining any of it.
Well, there's the thing with the dominatrix hooker.
Yeah. Which has no conclusion.
Yeah, it doesn't have a conclusion. But
they kill that girl.
Yeah.
Why?
They killed the one girl.
Yeah.
With like the guy with the mask for no reason.
But that was the cop. is what I gained from that.
Yeah, but I agree. But does
also
that mean
why? I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
does that mean him and the prostitute are working together on this? But why are they killing people?
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
They're throwing blood on his, and he's like, somebody threw blood on my. And then there's the creepy gas station people.
Okay,
what the fuck was that?
You're gonna have to explain that little bit.
Yeah,
where he's like, he goes over to the gas station. And he's like talking to the gas station people, and they're like, we know everybody in this town except for you. And then they are like jeering him on as he leaves. They're like, get out of here, you motherfucker. And then he like busts in like later in the movie and is like, you're watching my fucking hotel. And he's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And he just starts screaming at this gas station guy. From that you can infer that's when it came clear to me that the cop was the bad guy, because he didn't actually talk to the gas station guy. He's just been following him because he's a weird murderer.
Yeah, but like, is everybody in on it or is nobody in on it? I think
nobody's in on it. But like, also the town's just very weird. Yeah, and
I want to get really into the ending, but we'll get to that later because I have some fucking
there's some stuff
questions.
In the middle.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. But like first, there's an amazing character in this movie, and his name's Tommy.
Yeah.
And he's like the trucker guy. And there's like this scene, the first scene where Tommy comes in, he is like, hey man, I'm a regular around here. And Nic Cage is like, sign here. And it's like, why are you such a cunt? Like, why are you being such a dickhole?
Business, sir.
Yeah. Why are you being such a rude person to everybody who's coming in desperately seeking to give you money?
It's like he doesn't even see money as a reward.
He does not want their money. And so like he's so rude to this guy. And then when the cop comes in the first time, so rude to him also. He's like the cop comes in, he's like, old Ben used to have coffee on all the time. And Nic Cage is like, well, I don't. And it's like, okay, all right, you're gonna be just an asshole. And then I don't like this movie just has like so many characters that like the Tommy character, which is it's great because like it does turn out that essentially he has a wife and he comes in and uses room 10 to fuck women.
See, that to me more illustrates just the voyeur aspect of this film.
Yeah, like the provocative nature of everything.
Provocative.
Yeah,
and I think that. Because it really helps to outline kind of the storyline of Nic Cage just constantly wanting to cheat on his wife and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff's all fine. It doesn't need a conclusion, but there's so much stuff in this movie that does need a conclusion that is just like very confusing.
Yeah, like the pig thing, like the
pig thing's explained. I don't have a problem with that.
But the girl dying in the water, it's like, okay, so that girl died in the water, but for what purpose? And like at this point, I get that. The cop did it.
Yeah, the cop did it to scare him into talking to finding Ben for him because he needed to find the whole object is the cop killed this girl and Ben knew about it because he saw through the two-way mirror is what I infer.
Okay, that all makes sense, but why did he kill the girl in the first place?
No, that's the biggest question I have in this movie.
Why is the cop killing people?
There's no motive and there's no explanation. Like there's no motive. There's no motive.
Yeah. And like
how did you write a script and how did it get greenlit without this? It feels like it feels like it needed 8 more episodes.
It's one of the most important things to a murder mystery for the murderer to have an important reason to be killing people.
And he kills a lot of people in this.
Yeah, he kills a few and like they barely touch on it. And I don't know. It seems like this movie is so incomplete. Like it's 103 minutes.
Something happened. I didn't look into the production issues or anything, but something happened. It's not a full movie.
Yeah, and like,
but because it's almost good. Like that's the thing about it.
Yeah, it's like it's so close because it's got that creepy atmosphere. But like,
and the atmosphere is great. I even think like Nic Cage's character is shitty, but I think
I hate that. I hate his character.
I think he's like good, like being a creepy weirdo.
He's better than he usually is, that's for sure.
And it's not like those other direct-to-video Nic Cage movies where he's in it for 5 minutes. This is a Nic Cage movie.
Yeah,
and
he's the main character. Yeah,
for all 3 of these movies. The ones we talked about on the last Nic Cage episode, he's not in those movies.
Yeah,
in these ones.
Inconceivable. He like waves from the background a couple of times, and then he kicks about a bunch of people out of a party. But in this movie is about Nic Cage, and really he steals the screen pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's in almost every shot of this movie. It is very much a Nic Cage movie.
Sure.
And I don't know. I'm just disappointed because like 30 minutes into this movie, I was like, I'm kind of digging this.
Yeah.
And then it melts into like all this incoherent
you even
bullshit.
text me. You're like, it's pretty good so far. I wonder how they're gonna fuck up the ending. And they do fumble it.
Yeah,
they fumble it so hard.
They're like at the end line with the ball, and then just fucking fumble it, dude.
Okay, so eventually he does find the old owner Ben.
Yeah,
and then immediately he gets killed, and he doesn't explain anything really.
No, he's just like get out of there. Don't work here anymore. I'll give you. And then he was like, I'll give you half your money back. It's like, Ben, just give it all. Why would you give half? Just give him all of it if he's not gonna stay there, you fucker. And so then Ben gets shot, and at this point it's like, okay, yeah, the cop followed him, and then they see the cop car.
Yeah,
but then. Oh my God, I have so many questions. So then the cop like kidnaps Nic Cage's wife and hides in room 10. Why 10?
Why
10?
I like this is not explained at all. Do people know about the two-way mirror? But they don't, because Nic Cage jumps through the fucking mirror.
And then the most confusing line of dialogue, as soon as Nic Cage jumps through that two-way mirror, the cop looks up and he's like, so that's how old Ben knew what I was doing. But what were you doing?
Why were you in room 10?
What were you doing? Why is everybody in there? And there's like a lot of scenes in this movie where it's like, look, this movie is 103 minutes, and there's like 3 or 4 scenes that are really long of Nic Cage just standing there watching people fuck.
Yeah, and it's like it's great. They're trying to be like an old school Basic Instinct, like psychosexual thriller. Great.
Okay. I'm into it, but like, what?
Explain anything. Explain fucking anything at all.
Why did they kill that girl who like? And then there was like that other girl.
Yeah, they had her tied up.
Yeah, but no. But then there was that other girl who Nicolas Cage watched fuck the prostitute, but they didn't even kill that girl. That scene was pointless. Because there's a second girl that the prostitute has like the
she
weird
just makes her eat her pussy, and that was about it.
Yeah, and it's like, what is this? I think the whole point of that was like, I thought Nic Cage was gonna just bust it out, you know? Like,
dude, hey Cage, you've been in the industry long enough.
Bust it out. Yeah, and it's so unfortunate because, like I said, this movie, like, it's shot pretty good. Like, it looks nice,
not that bad.
It's a nice looking movie.
It's got a certain style to it, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it does.
And conceptually, it should be good. Yeah. But they just are not interested in explaining fucking anything. And then he just kills the fucking guy, kills the cop, and just drives away.
Hey, you don't just kill cop and just drive away.
Just gonna drive away?
Well, and then at that point, they leave the motel. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, if this guy's the murderer and he's taken care of now, you can stay at motel. Stay at motel, make money. I mean, maybe it's like, oh, I was kidnapped and almost raped here, so I don't know if I want to stick around, but like, make money. I don't know. It's I don't know. This movie just sucks. Like, and it's
bad. Yeah,
it's not the worst. Like, look, we've seen 6 Nic Cage movies this year, and half of them are half-star affairs.
Yeah.
That's actually true. 3 of them. Yeah. 3 of them are half-star affairs.
Yeah.
And this one's not as bad. Like, as far as Nic Cage goes, like, it's not as bad. But
almost good is how I would describe it.
It's like how Adam Sandler is now. Like how Adam Sandler's
they're
like
almost good.
They're like Sandy Wexler. Like, that's almost good, yeah, but like they just fumble it so hard. Which is a weird example to make, but I'm just because Adam Sandler has so many half stars, you know,
a lot of them.
And then every now and again he throws out a Wexler and he's like, "Here's a 2-star affair," which is exactly what this is. This is a 2-star.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's 2-star because like there are aspects I like about it quite a lot.
Yeah,
it just doesn't come together.
I watched it.
It needs another script. It needed another run through on the script. I don't know if they even finished filming it, to be honest.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they did, to be honest. And like, I watched it all in one sitting, so like that says
that's
something.
True. I also did.
I watched this all in one sitting. So 2 stars on the Chadsky scale. I honestly, I wouldn't waste your time with it. It's not that interesting. Just watch Bates Motel. That's like a better version of this.
I think this would have worked as a TV show too. Like I would have watched the fuck out of this,
dude. If they announced that fucking Nic Cage was going to be the star,
Nick Cage should do a series.
Yeah, like a Netflix original. Why isn't he doing that?
He should be doing the fucking Amazon series or something.
Yeah, like something where he plays a
Shudder. You should do a Shudder series.
Yeah, Shudder original. Perfect. Can we get a Crackle original on this, boyo?
Crackle went under.
Oh yeah, Crackle went under. Can we get a Hulu original on this, boyo?
I guess.
But that's also going to go under pretty quickly here. So
we'll see what Disney does with it.
See what Disney does with it. Up next, we have the Humanity Bureau.
Oh my fucking God. Look, I don't take this kind of claim lightly, but this might be this is the worst Nic Cage movie
of all time.
And Knowing is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I've seen Outcast twice and Humanity Bureau. You know what's fucked up though is that I was doing my cleaning today, and then this I was looking at the movies that I had on my Google Play, and this movie just like popped on. And I didn't even turn it on. Like it just popped on and started playing. And then for some reason, I watched the first 30 minutes again.
Just in case you were mistaken.
Yeah, maybe I was mistaken, but turns out I'm not.
Dude, this thing is Canadian as fuck.
It's really, really Canadian, and it's shot like shit.
Production company Mind's Eye Entertainment. That's a very Canadian production company.
Well, and the director Rob W. King is very Canadian also. Directed episodes of Corner Gas,
good show.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
directing a sitcom doesn't really translate into directing a sci-fi in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and this movie is what I like to call barely a sci-fi. Yeah. That's the genre. Barely a sci-fi.
It's a sci-fi high concept, but it's shot in just regular.
Yeah, shot in the desert.
Yeah, it's shot in fucking Saskatoon, probably.
They never show anything sci-fi except for his phone.
I'd be surprised. Like, where did they shoot this? Because I'd be surprised if Nic Cage could get into Canada.
If I'm being honest, this is probably shot in Saskatchewan or somewhere like that.
Maybe Atlanta.
Yeah. You know what's the first thing I noticed about this movie? Leo Fafford.
Oh, our boy.
Leo Fafford, Wolf Cop himself. We talked about him last week when we talked about Supergrid, which is a great movie. But Leo Fafford was the fucking guy behind he was like the hotel clerk who dies immediately. And I'm like, oh, Fafford. You guys could have had an extra set of hands on deck for the whole shoot. But yeah, that was like the first thing I noticed. And I'm like, oh, and immediately I was like, this must be Canadian. And I looked it up. Absolutely is the most Canadian film of all time. It's also horrifically shot.
It looks so bad.
It looks like a student movie. Every time he's driving in a car, oh, that looks so bad. The green screen is so fucking bad. And they try to blur out the background to make it look less bad, but that makes it look worse.
Way worse,
if anything.
I don't even understand. Like, look, I was talking about how I don't understand how Looking Glass got greenlit. I really don't understand how this got greenlit.
I think this movie had $1 million budget. I haven't looked into the numbers, but just looking at it,
I don't see any numbers.
That seems about right. And I bet you 500 of that went to Nic Cage at least. I bet you the director of this movie took a salary cut, dude, to get Nic Cage into this movie. But I mean, it worked because people saw it. So what this movie is about is that Nicolas Cage is Noah Cross. He works for the Humanity Bureau, which in 2030 is an organization that tries to how do you even explain it? It's they try to measure people's worth, and if they are taking in more resources than they're putting out.
Sure, because of global warming.
They get explanation. Global warming, and it's on screen. It's on it's text on screen at the beginning. Don't start your movie like that unless you Blade Runner, which you're not.
Oh, I'm sorry, you Blade Runner. This is the like if Supergrid's a good version of trying to make a Blade Runner type thing. This is the worst possible version of that.
This is the worst possible route you could have taken. So like pretty much. So he goes to this farmhouse and he finds this girl and her son, and then he's like, yeah, you guys aren't giving out enough and you're taking in too much, so you're gonna be transferred to Eden. And then he goes to this like beardy guy and is like, hey, I just want to know what the truth is. What exactly is he? And then he just like looks like the beardy guy just shows him a laptop, and Nic Cage just looks right at the camera, goes, what have we done? And so then in the next scene, he's just living at the farm.
Yeah.
and really crazy.
And like almost immediately, Nic Cage goes in on the "I'm your dad" stuff. Hey,
yeah. Oh, he goes
Hey,
really hard on the "I'm your dad" stuff.
I'm your dad.
We've been
leading Nic Cage. I'm your dad.
We've been leaning on the "I'm your dad" joke a lot lately, but this is the worst offender of it. He keeps saying "I'm your dad."
Look, that's the reveal of this movie, is that he's the dad.
Yeah.
But he says it 23 minutes in, and you're like, could that really be the reveal? I brushed it off. I'm like, couldn't be true because that's too obvious. And then you get to the end and that's the reveal, and you're like,
I'm your dad, I'm your dad, I'm your dad, I'm your dad.
Because he just like, really, you're gonna have a twist ending? Kind of. It doesn't matter that much, but
yeah, you figure it out about 8 seconds into the movie. Don't worry about it. That
but
he's
like, I'm sure most people just brush that off.
Mm-hmm.
As Nic Cage just saying "I'm your dad" a lot because he says that so much.
There's like, now what I will say about this movie is thankfully there's like only one plot in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But there is like this weird side thing where like the girl that he's with is like supposed to be Rachel Keller, but actually it's some girl. They're like, she's actually Amanda. She's in hiding. And it's like, what does that mean? And then they're like, why would somebody take on another person's identity? And I'm sitting here like, I got the same question. And then like seconds into like him showing up at that place, you're like, oh, Nic Cage is gonna fuck this lady for sure. He's just gonna fuck this lady.
Now there's the whole like bad guy aspect of this. Can you explain what they wanted or what the issue was?
No, not really.
Eye patch.
Yeah, because like essentially,
it's like just the most caricature of a villain that you could possibly make.
But it's a future eye patch. It doesn't have the side.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about really cool eye patches when we talk about Silver Bullet. But
yeah.
Oh yeah. So after he's like, I'm your dad now, and he's living out on that farm. They're like, we got to get out of here. And suddenly it's a road trip movie, and they leave the farm behind. But wasn't the whole point that they didn't want to leave the farm, and that's why Nic Cage was there?
So no, they're going to this. They're going to like somewhere in Canada.
Canada, yeah. But like everyone's like,
this like Super Grid. This is like a bad version of Super Grid, essentially. Another movie where it's all clearly shot in Canada, but they're going to the American border on the wrong side.
Yeah, this is the opposite.
Yeah, no. Super Grid was set in America, going to Canada.
Oh yeah, you're right. But like, then this movie, it just becomes like incoherent, like talks in the car for like a long time. But like the bad guys come to the farmhouse and like they're like, Nic Cage, we're gonna kill you. And it's like, but in the last scene you said he was the best agent you had, and now you just want to kill him for some reason. And instead of being like, hey, what's happening here, boy? What's the holdup on evacuating these people? They didn't do that. They just busted in and immediately started trying to kill Nic Cage.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? And then, okay, so what the bad guys wanted was to send the kid and the mom to a concentration camp where they get gassed and die.
Yeah.
But they wanted this so badly that they used intense amount of government resources.
So much resources. This is taxpayers' money.
For two people who, like, if they disappeared, I don't think your company would go under. I think you'd be fine.
Maybe let him escape to Canada.
Yeah, let him. Like it makes your job easier.
You're so hard up for resources. Let people fucking illegally immigrate.
But then there's also this thing where this big company is lying to people and saying that Canada is so radiated. Yeah,
they're like, it's dried up. It's all dried up.
It's dried up and it's radiated.
And they say that a lot. They're like, it's dried up.
And you can't go, and they're like, you can't go up there. You're just going to die from radiation. And then they go up there and they're like, there's no radiation. Why would you lie? Why did you lie about it? Why? Let them go.
Is it because they don't have jurisdiction over it, so they can't make tax money off of them, or what? I don't see the problem at all. You're trying to get less people,
and I'm like,
isn't that the point of the Humanity Bureau, to have less people?
Now, look, you guys, here's the dealio: is that I swear to God, I'm doing my best to accurately describe this movie.
Certainly the most incoherent podcast we've ever made, but it's because these movies don't make a lick of fucking sense.
This movie makes no fucking sense. So this movie, I got 44 minutes in before I shut it off for the first time.
Yeah, I got 26,
and then
I made dinner.
And then I had to pace around my apartment, and my girl
I did a lot of pacing.
I'm hyping myself up. My girlfriend's like, "You have to. Your podcast is tomorrow. You have to finish this."
I know, that's what I was feeling too. Yeah. I was watching on my projector in my bedroom. I was doing push-ups and shit. I'm like, I can't get through this movie. It's too shitty.
So then I started watching it again. Then I got 15 minutes more, and at about that point, I started watching the movie in 60-second intervals because that's all I could fucking do. It's so unbelievably shitty. And then there's also this weird scene that I want to talk about where they find out that the bearded guy gave Nic Cage the information. So the evil eye patch guy is like, if you don't tell me where Nic Cage is, and he pulls out these pictures. He's like, I'm going to kill your wife. I'm going to kill your son. It's like pictures of a wife and son. And he throws them around and he's like, pick up the pictures. I'm like, what?
Nifty tricks.
Nifty tricks. There's also this part where the bad guy is just swimming in a pool and somebody's trying to give him information and he's like, jump on it. And I'm like, smell me! What is this?
It's like all the shit I like from Roadhouse.
Yeah.
All that weird shit that happens in Roadhouse, but
bad.
But there's no actual plot also.
Oh man. Okay, so they get close to the US Canada border, and then they see a military plane, and so they're like, "Oh, we gotta hide under this car." Yeah, and then we gotta hide. And then the kid looks up and he's like, "I know that's a military plane. You know how?" And they're like, "How?" And he's like, "'Cause it's got teeth." What?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you're gonna have to go into that a little bit, please. I beg for you to tell me what the fuck that was about.
Dude, I just can't believe that none of these movies are interested in explaining even minor details about the plot. Well, that's not how you make movie, though. That's not how you make movie.
The crazier thing is there's this one scene where it feels like the bad guy, the main bad guy with the fucking eye patch, feels bad. Because he's talking about these concentration camps that they have, and he turns around and he goes, "We're on the wrong side of history." And you're like, "Oh, okay, so we're going to see a switcheroo here real quick." Immediately becomes evil again.
I remember that wrong side of history thing, because that's what I feel a lot of people are on the wrong side of history right now. So I use that a lot. But oh boy, I can't even put into words how fucking bad this movie is. It's the worst movie we've ever reviewed on this show.
Okay, so let me talk about one more thing that confused me.
Okay.
There's a part where they get across the border, and then the government guy comes over, and Nic Cage is like, "Whoa, you don't got jurisdiction here." And then the evil bad guy's like, "Nicholas." No, he had a name. What was it? Oh, Noah. He's like, "Noah.
Go across, yeah.
Give me the memory card." And I'm like, "Oh, there's a memory card?
Memory card?
There's a memory card? Is this what the whole movie is about? Because I would have liked that information at the beginning of the movie, because then it gives motivation to the bad guys." Ah!
Well, it could have been, but I must have missed it, and you definitely missed it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We both watched. We both watched, and I watched the first 30 minutes twice. And I didn't catch anything about a fucking memory card. And then, and this is when it gets bonkers, because he's like,
this is good.
He's like, the bad guy's like, he's like, "Just give us back the memory card, Noah. We'll forget this ever happened. You can come back to your job." And then Nicolas Cage tells the kid to run, and then he's like, "Run into the forest." The kid runs into the forest. And then he's like, "But this free pass we're giving you is only for one." And he shoots the lady, and it's like, "Oh, okay." And then
who recently revealed that she is his mom, but actually not his mom.
Yeah. But here's the thing, is that at the beginning, you think that she's the mom of the kid, right, and Nic Cage is not the dad, but turns out
Flipperoo.
Nic Cage is the dad, and she's not the mom. A lot of fun.
Not a good reveal either.
And then Nicolas Cage pulls out this memory card, and you're like, oh, okay, so he did have some kind of.
There is a memory card. Okay.
Yeah. And then they put it in the computer, and it's like, no data. And then he shoots Nic Cage in the fucking head.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, so this movie doesn't even matter anymore. And then they run out into the wilderness. They try and capture the kid. And then fucking Davis from Corner Gas just rolls up.
My boy. When I saw Davis from Corner Gas, it brought life back into me because I was 15 seconds away from pulling the trigger and blowing my head all over my entertainment system.
Yeah, I was flatlining, dude. I was already gone, and it brought me back. And then Lord Cardinal rolls up, but don't worry, he done anything.
Lord Cardinal.
Lord Cardinal.
He's the Lord. Should be more stuff, in my opinion.
He just shows up and saves the day, and then they find out that he gave the kid the memory card, which we learned about 8 seconds ago.
15 seconds ago.
That's and the memory card has all the information about like the genocide that Humanity Bureau is doing, and they release it, and then they're like, the revolution has just begun.
To what, though? There's no infrastructure.
Yeah.
As a network, man.
Yeah, they just have the information, and then suddenly everybody's seen it.
As someone that works in the industry, where are you releasing it? There's no internet infrastructure in this world.
This movie's a little sneaky.
It's a little mean. It's a little nasty. Whoa, do you hear that?
Is somebody crawling in?
Dude, somebody's crawling into my apartment.
Dude, that's disgusting.
Hey, you boys talking about Nic Cage movies?
Yeah, we were talking about the Humanity Bureau.
What's up, shitty Nic Cage? Good to see you.
Yeah, hey, shitty Nic Cage. I'm glad you're back.
I expected you to come during the first one. Yeah, but I had to take the train down here, and it's like,
why'd you take the train? Why don't you just rent a car?
Because I'm $2 million in debt.
Oh, okay, right. That actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest, and that makes this movie make sense also.
So what movies are you guys talking about?
Well, we talked about. What was the first one? Looking Glass. What was up with that?
Yeah,
you like that one?
Yeah, that's a class. That's an all-time class.
It's an all-time classic. You think that'll go down?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it'll go down. Okay. Shitty Nic Cage.
There with
211.
What's that?
211. It's a movie you were in.
211.
211. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 5-star film.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So okay, Shitty Nic Cage.
Shitty Nic Cage. Like we have so many questions about the Humanity Bureau. Can you?
Yeah, that's a classic.
I have. Is it a classic?
Is it a classic, Nic Cage? Nic Cage?
I have to know, just straight from the shitty horse's mouth. Is there any part in the first hour of the movie that says anything about a memory card? Did we miss something?
I don't recall, but we shot it in Canada, had a good time.
I know all of this. This is the information I already have. I want more.
Yeah. Noah Cross was his name.
Yeah, that is. How do you even remember this? You're in 10 movies a year.
I watched them all. Those are the only movies I watch.
Do you wear a lot of hats?
Raising Arizona was another classic.
Yeah, that's a good movie, but that's not what we're talking about.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay, yes, that's a good film. Can we talk about the Humanity Bureau for a second?
Yeah, would you like me to give it a Chadsky rating?
Yeah, if you could give it a Chadsky rating, I would just love to hear.
Humanity Bureau, 5 stars.
Why though? Why?
Would you like me to give you a rating for Looking Glass also?
Sure.
Looking Glass, 5 stars.
Okay, that one makes a little bit more sense, but I have to know.
Had a great time shooting it up in Regina.
But have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I've seen all of my own movies. I've never seen any other movie though.
But Humanity Bureau, you've seen this film?
Yeah, 5-star film.
Front to back?
Yeah.
One sitting?
Wow.
All right, that makes sense. Get the fuck out of here, shitty Nic Cage.
We understand. Go make some bacon in your kitchen.
No, please
stay out of my kitchen.
We beg you. There's some more shitty people who are going to show up later, and we need you gone.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shitty people rolling through here. But actually, we do got to talk about Mandy. See, if you want to go take a nap in my bed quickly, you can do that.
No. He's got bed bugs, dude.
Not too late. He's walking over there. He's already in my bed.
Dude, he sprinted back there. That was a lot of energy just all at once. But okay, so ignore shitty Nic Cage's review because it's wrong.
Well, I can give my score. It's a half.
It's a half star.
And as you know, I classically only rate things in full stars 1 to 5.
Unless they're this bad.
Unless they're this bad, which to me, a half star equals a 0. But giving a 0 star, that's unconstitutional. Even Ebert didn't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. This is a half star. This movie is fucking one of the worst movies we've ever talked about on this podcast. And I know
the worst movies I've ever seen.
Here's the thing is that I know the audience is watching this and they're like, oh, they're saying it's the worst Nic Cage movie of all time, but he's notorious for making bad movies.
Sure.
You guys
list them knowing.
No,
fucking horrific.
This is Knowing, Outcast. Inconceivable, 211.
I like Inconceivable.
No, you don't.
211 is fucking horrible.
You do not like
211.
Inconceivable. 211.
I'm fine with Inconceivable. It's a story. It has an arc.
Fucking, what is it? Rider of Vengeance, Ghost Rider of Vengeance.
That one's all right.
Spirit of Vengeance, whatever that movie's called. It's not. It's not all right. That movie sucks. But it's
Pay the Ghost.
Pay the Ghost. This is eons worse than all of these great shitty Nic Cage movie examples. What was that one we watched with
Dog Eat Dog?
Okay, Dog Eat Dog. What's that one with Anton Yelchin? What was that called?
Dying in the Light.
Dying in the Light. Yeah, Dying in the Light.
Paul Schrader film.
Yeah, that is a Paul Schrader film.
Arsenal.
Vengeance Love Story. That's right. I forgot about that one.
It's called Vengeance. Vengeance Love Story. That's something different.
Is it? I thought this one. I thought the Nic Cage one was Vengeance, a Love Story.
Just Vengeance.
Has he been in 2 movies called Vengeance?
I don't think so. He was in that movie. Oh, it is called Vengeance, a Love Story. My
okay,
bad.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was the right thing.
Remember Rage? That was
Rage.
Also called Travotsky or something like that.
Yeah. Kind of. I remember the name of the movie. I don't remember what it's about.
The Trust with Elijah Wood. That one was actually good.
I never. Oh, is that the one where Elijah Wood looks like unnaturally skinny?
Yeah, and he's got that porno stash. For some reason.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Army of One with Russell Brand. That was unbelievably shitty, but he's only in that for like 45 seconds.
I've seen every name.
Even though he's the big picture on the poster, he's in it for 45 seconds.
I've seen a lot of Nic Cage. We got to start doing Bruce Willis. So see, he makes fucking justice.
Dude, I'd love to do a Bruce Willis.
Because he makes just as many shitty movies as Nic Cage. Oh man!
But here's the thing: this one is worse than all.
It's worse than all of them. It's the worst one, and maybe one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And we may or may not be discussing it when we count down our bottom 50 worst movies of all time on the 4th of November.
I think it could hit it. I don't know. I haven't really compiled mine yet.
I've started to work on it, but over the next month I'm going to be tailoring it. But my bottom 10 is putrid.
Pretty solid.
It's really putrid. Yeah, a lot
stinky.
Of fucking shit movies.
Stinky.
And I think I got some stuff on there that you maybe have never heard of, and I'm excited to talk about. Yeah. Especially in my bottom 10.
Mine is mostly shit you've never heard of. Probably.
Oh, I guarantee it, because you've seen a lot of stuff, dude.
Oh, and I watch Tubio.
Yeah, he watches Tubio all the time, dude. He's seen all of the They Come at Night.
Yo,
sequels.
If it's got a shark in it and it was made for $75, seen it.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick one shark movie. I'm trying to, because if I pick shark movies, they'll just be all shark movies.
Ooh boy. Okay, let's move on.
November 4th. You can hear us counting down our bottom 50 worst films of all time.
Absolutely right.
Let's talk about Stevie. My boy Stevie.
Yeah, Stephen King.
We've been talking about him for months, and as we head into Spooky-tober,
we'll probably continue.
Yeah, as we head into Spooky-tober, we're not going to be watching one Stephen King per week, but actually 2.
It might just
Stephen
even
King.
be what we talk about.
Yeah.
From now on, I don't see any reason to stop.
Yeah, this is a Stephen King podcast now. We just watch every Stephen King movie.
Silver Bullet is the name.
Yeah, Silver Bullet is the name of the film.
1985 werewolf movie.
Yeah, and you know what? I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, this movie's good as fuck.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I like this movie a lot.
This one, like I said, I've been struggling these last couple weeks. I'm on the verge of a mental breakdown. Gary Busey brought me back to life, man.
Thank you, Gary Busey. You fucking hideous monster, man.
He didn't even have the accident at this point. This is pre-accident.
Yeah, but he's still got that tooth to gum ratio,
still
which
crazy
is
looking. Still really crazy looking. Like clearly he was a crazy person, and then the accident unlocked a lot of good content.
Those teeth were clearly made for someone much bigger than him.
Yeah,
because they're massive. They're just most of his.
Did you ever see that interview with Gary Busey where he's like, "What's your spirit animal?" My spirit animal is just like doesn't even get to it.
No, he's fucking really, really crazy. So this movie was made by Daniel Atius, and guess what? He's a TV director.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain who that is.
Yeah, he directed like episodes of. I'm trying to remember. The Alias was a big one that he did.
Dead Zone? Did he do any of the Dead Zone?
No, he's more recently like a TV director.
So what? So what was this like his first thing that he did?
It must have been very early in his career because he's directed. Okay, I got it open now. He's directed episodes of The Wire, Homeland, The Killing, Castle Rock.
Okay, so he's like, yeah, he's popular now. He's like when we watched Deathstalker, that guy that played the Deathstalker in Deathstalker 2, he turned into a TV director.
Yeah. What else? Bloodline, Manhattan, Ray Donovan.
I love Bloodline.
Fucking, have you ever seen Ray Donovan?
No, I would never watch Ray Donovan. Because it's called Ray Donovan.
Fucking Leave Schreiber.
Buddy, it's called Ray Donovan.
Schreiber.
I will never watch that.
Okay. All right. Understandable. So yeah, this guy's a TV director. And like, unlike Looking Glass, I don't know if that really makes sense because this movie looks like a movie.
When you boot up this movie, you get that Paramount Pictures classic logo. You get that classic.
I love the
My
Paramount
favorite
logo.
version of that logo. It's kind of grainy. It's a painting of a mountain, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to follow the stars along the fucking coastline.
Hate that. I hate all the updated versions. Hate the Universal new one.
I hate the new Disney one.
New Disney one's dog shit.
Castle doesn't look that good.
This is the best of the best logo. Like the Paramount Mountain classic 80s logo. One of my all-time favorite production company logos.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it.
So this movie feels really Stephen King because it's like that small town like murder mystery.
We say this almost every episode, but this movie feels Stephen King as fuck.
Yeah, this movie is super Stephen King.
And here's why. This is the conclusion I came to anyway. Because this is on the surface a werewolf movie, but on the Stephen King level, this is just a character piece, and that's what he does best.
Yeah, it's kids trying to solve a murder mystery. It's fucking Stephen King. Like, so essentially what this movie is about is you got this crippled kid played by Corey Haim, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And he is sort of, he's trying to track down a werewolf because he believes there to be a werewolf. Yeah, he sees the werewolf about halfway through the movie, but the first like 45 minutes of this movie is interesting as fuck.
Yeah,
because it's just this kid living his normal life, but in the background there's all these people being murdered by werewolves, and everyone's like, people just get
incredibly violent, awesome kills.
Really great, yeah.
Some
really,
of the best
really
kills in any Stephen King movie, and I will hold that to a candle, dude.
Dude, look, leave it to Stephen King to fucking brutally murder a child.
This is screenplay by Stephen King, too. This ain't just adaptation. This is screenplay written by Stephen King.
Well, this one's really, really early Stephen King. This is like right when he first started to foyer into film. Like it was in the first 10 years of him foyering into film. And it turned like nobody talks about this movie, and I think it turned out really well.
It's hard to find.
Yeah,
it's really hard to find.
We had to dig for it. Yeah,
it's not on Google Play. You have to actually get you have to get a copy of it. You have to buy a copy of it,
and they don't make it on DVD.
Not on DVD.
Yeah. So then this movie gets like super interesting because like the whole movie is like you have this werewolf stuff going on the side, but then there's like this kid and his relationship with his alcoholic uncle.
Yeah.
And his alcoholic uncle is played by Gary Busey. And he's good.
Here's all I knew about this movie was that poster with the baseball bat in a werewolf's hand. That's all I knew about this movie. I didn't expect Corey Haim to be in a wheelchair, and I definitely didn't expect crazy man Gary Busey to be in this fucking thing.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? He's good in this movie. Like
he's really good in this movie.
He's pretty decent. I was like generally surprised. But then the movie takes like this really weird turn where like all the townspeople are trying to like mob mob together and hunt the werewolf. And then like fucking just so many people die. Oh my, that scene where they go out and are just like brutally decimated by the werewolf is crazy.
Yeah.
And then like immediately it's like a 4-person funeral, and that kid's dad, the kid who got killed at the beginning of the movie, is like laughing his way through the funeral like he's clearly gone insane. Like every character in this movie is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it. And there's a lot of fucking characters in
Absolutely.
this movie.
If anything's true to Stephen King, it's a lot of characters, and all of them
are important,
have a purpose.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that I truly like about Stephen King's writing, but also hate, because it makes his books 800 pages long. But every character gets 15 chapters.
Yeah.
And that's what this feels like too. Like every character has time, like fleshed out.
Well, and the visual effects in this movie are great.
Well, yeah, we've talked about this before during Wolf Cop, and I don't know if we've ever covered another werewolf movie, to be honest.
I'm sure we have, but I can't think of it.
But we've done top 5 werewolf movies, maybe, because we've talked about transformations a lot.
Yeah,
on this podcast.
Werewolf transformations, and they can either look really shitty or really amazing, and they are unfucking believably good in
they're
this
good
movie.
In that there's not that much of them,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like the few times, like, especially when they're in like the church and they're all changing,
and everybody's turning into a werewolf.
That's good.
That's
content.
An amazing scene. It's probably the best scene in the entire movie. Is that scene right there? And then it's around this time that Corey Haim's character sees the werewolf, and essentially he's like lighting off fireworks, and then he's lighting off fireworks, and then he sees the werewolf coming, and he's like, oh shit. So he lights off a firework, shoots it into the eye. And then the next part of the movie is so interesting, because it's these two, him and his sister, trying to track down anybody in town who might be missing an eye.
Sure. And
that is a perfect way to foyer from werewolf action scene to genuine investigation. And it's perfect. And then like, here's the weird thing about this movie, and this is probably one of the things I don't like, is that like the character that you eventually find out is the werewolf, they introduce a million characters, so it's a character you're already familiar with, but before the audience knows that he's the werewolf, pretty normal around everyone. But as soon as the audience knows, he just suddenly becomes shady to everyone. It's like, bro, make it more obvious you're a werewolf, please.
And now one thing I do I find comedic about this movie is like, it's called Silver Bullet. You think that's gonna be like about killing a werewolf, right? 'Cause you need a silver bullet.
No, it's his bike.
It's the name of the motorcycle wheelchair that Gary Busey makes for Corey Haim, and he's there's a good scene where he's driving around on this
and he's doing wheelies,
motorcycle thing, and then it flashes to the silver bullet. You're like, well, that's not what I expected from this movie at all.
Yeah,
this movie blew my expectations away, because I didn't know anything about this at all.
Didn't know much,
because like nobody talks about it, and it's impossible to find.
Yeah. But then there's also like this sort of weird thing in this movie, where this is one of those movies that I like to describe as fully narrated. Kind of.
Oh, dude, that fucking pissed me off so much. There's a narration at the beginning with the sister talking about,
and then there's 50 minutes with no narration.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
It's almost till the end when the narration comes back. I had forgotten about it at that point. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? This movie's narrated?
Yeah.
Why? It didn't need to be. It's like the fucking theatrical cut of Blade Runner. This is narrated?
Yeah.
Why?
There's also a really weird scene in this movie where Gary Busey and the other two kids are just sitting in the living room listening to the national anthem in full.
Oh, yeah. What was that about?
In full. And I'm like, okay.
I had to turn it down because I was watching in my home theater in my bedroom, and my walls are thin, baby.
One thing
they
I
were
did
singing loud.
One thing I found kind of bizarre about this movie also, though, is that there is like at the end of the movie, they're like, the next full moon landed on Halloween. And it's like, that's a really nice set piece that they don't really do anything with. Yeah. Like there's so much interesting Halloween stuff you could do, but then it like this next scene takes place as if it was any other day. Like there's not like trick-or-treaters. There's not like decorations.
Nobody's in costume.
There's no pumpkins, nothing. It just, they're just like, it's Halloween, and then they're like, don't let any trick-or-treaters in, and they're like, we won't, and then they don't. But yeah, I just feel like there's more you could do with that set piece.
Certainly, yeah. They didn't get to that too much, but there is a lot of great werewolf work in this, especially towards the end.
Yeah, and then that end scene with the werewolf is amazing. It's really, really cool, and like especially because everyone's so skeptical of the werewolf's existence for the whole movie, and then like the werewolf just shows itself in full light, and you're like, oh, well now they have to know, and then like. The movie just ends on one of the the movie is so good, and then it ends on such a stupid line where he's like, "I love you, Jane," and she's like, "I love you too, Billy," and then the narration comes over, and it's like, "Before that, I had trouble telling him I loved him. After that, I could do it every day," and it's like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't fucking care, and like. The end scene would have been a lot more impactful if somebody died, but nobody died. Yeah. But like overall, like not only is this a really good Stephen King movie, I also think it's a really genuine 80s like monster film.
It's very 80s, and it's shockingly good.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
It's very fun, very genuine. Like genuine to a point where it's like cheesy, but that's what the 80s is.
Made me want to move back to a small town.
That's what I would never do that, but yeah.
So I think on the Chadsky scale, if we're gonna rate Silver Bullet, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.
It's a good movie. I had a lot of fun. It's not perfect, but it's hold on a sec. Somebody's at the door.
Wow, he just won't stop knocking. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, he just walked in. He just came in. Hi, this is Shitty Gary Busey.
Oh shit, it's Shitty Gary Busey.
Oh god, Shitty Gary Busey. Excuse me, I'm gonna go rock a piss. I can't. I had an altercation with this guy at a bar last year. I don't want to look at him.
Oh, you're gonna make me talk to Shitty Gary Busey? All right.
Hey, so I'm gonna be straight up with you about my review of this film. Have
you been listening? Were you listening on your phone?
Yeah.
How'd you get here, by the way? Did you take the train?
No, I took a cab.
Okay, so
I'm not allowed to drive anymore.
Oh, so what you're saying is you didn't see Shitty Nic Cage on the train?
I did. Is Shitty Nic Cage here? Hey, Nick!
Oh, okay. You're just screaming in my house.
I didn't know that Shitty Nic Cage was here. I'm really juiced up about that.
It's me, Shitty Nic.
Oh, hey, Shitty Nic Cage. I'm really glad that you came out here to chat with me. We kicked the.
Who are you exactly?
What the fucking
Did we work together?
I don't know. I don't recall. I don't recall. God,
I've only seen Nic Cage movies.
I don't know if both of us could be in the same film because we're both so ugly. So
wow, this is really interesting to look at.
Before I really get into my review of Silver Bullet,
I'm just gonna let them talk.
Yeah,
they're really staring each other down, and I don't know what's happening.
Nic Cage, don't you look at me? Don't fucking look at me. So the thing about this movie is that like. I'll be honest with you about my review. Yeah. I had a car accident a few years ago.
Yeah, we know about the car accident. Shitty Gary Busey.
It's really
what
really fucked me up. So I'm gonna.
What's your spirit animal?
Silver Bullet. So I'm gonna try and make this as coherent as possible, but my brain don't work no good.
Okay.
So what movie is this?
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet. Was I in that?
Yeah. You played Uncle Red.
Yeah, Uncle Red. That's right. Okay, so this
Alcoholic. Where'd you draw inspiration for that from to play a really good showing of an alcoholic?
Well, I am on alcoholic, so Silver Bullet is a movie that I think
my spirit animal is a falcon. That makes sense actually because it looks like your toupee. This is real hair.
Dude, is this guy still fucking here? I'm super pissed that Shitty Gary Busey is still here.
You came back, you took a shit, you took a big dump, and you're back.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to, I thought that I was out long enough for shut the fuck up, Chadley. All right. Look, Silver Bullet. This is a film, and it is. I'm ugly. So this movie is a 5-star, obviously.
Yeah,
I think I was in it.
Actually,
what?
That makes sense. Compared to other, what's some of your other great films that you remember being in?
I was in one of those Shark Tornado movies, wasn't I? I think I was in that. That sounds like fun.
Did you like the Sharknado films?
Well, I still have beers with Ian Ziering like 3 times a week, so I think I must have been on that.
Yeah, you were in one of the Sharknado movies. I was thinking more like Point Break and Lethal Weapon and Predator 2 and The Player.
Do not recall.
And like Under Siege. Remember Under Siege with Steven Seagal?
Are you making that up?
No.
I don't think that's...
Oh, God. Someone's coming in. So another person's coming in.
Oh, my God. Who is this?
Hey there. I'm shitty Steven Seagal. I was just having dinner with Vladimir Putin. I am a trained police officer.
Hey, were we in a movie together? That's what that fat guy just said.
Yeah. Yeah. We were in Under Siege, but not Under Siege 2.
I remember being in Under Siege 2, but not the first one.
This is really going off the rails. I don't know how so many shitty characters know where I live, but they just keep showing up.
Can we lock your door or something and lock the windows before we start doing this podcast?
We usually don't, but they keep crawling in, and it's really been a problem. And I don't know, like they keep grabbing mics. They like shitty Nic Cage is setting up a mic right now, and I don't know why.
Dude, it's not even plugged in.
It's not plugged in, but he's setting it up.
Oh man, we got
okay. Well, shitty Gary Busey. Yeah. So Silver Bullet. Do you
ask me a question about this movie? I won't know the answer, but I'll try.
How many days was this shot in?
Ooh, that's a number, I'm sure. Probably at least 5, but under 100.
All right,
somewhere in that range.
All right. So you need to leave, essentially.
I don't know where I live. That's the problem.
Would you like to come back to Russia?
I thought I lived here, to be honest.
We can make direct-to-video action movies. I'm shitty Steven Seagal. Vladimir Putin.
I will do it.
Funds all of my movies.
I will do it, but I do not want to get paid.
Hey, are you guys making movies without me?
Nic Cage, they're gone.
They left. They went to go shitty Nic Cage. They left to go make a movie with Vladimir Putin.
They didn't even ask you if you wanted to come. But you always demand $1 million. So, and I don't even think Steven Seagal knows how much money that is.
All right. Well, I don't have train fare, so I'm just gonna have to stay here tonight.
Well, we got that's fine. This isn't my apartment, so that's fine. We do have to talk about Mandy still, so you can stick around for a bit. I'm really glad that shitty Steven Seagal and shitty
that was
Gary Busey.
Way too crazy. We can't have both of them back, but it's not scheduled, so it doesn't.
Yeah, really it's not like we invited them.
No,
I'm pissed, dude. I'm pissed that fucking Gary Busey showed up. I had an altercation with him at a nightclub where he struck me. I'm sure he doesn't remember it. Where he struck me, and I don't want to see his fucking ugly face anymore. Looks bad.
All right, well, let's move on to Mandy. The ruckus is riled down. So
yes, let us talk about Mandy, because this movie is fucking. This is a movie.
Yeah, our boy Panos.
So yeah, Panos Cosmatos made this really insane, surreal neon.
So when you pop this bad boy on, you get the Spectre Vision logo, which is a
Perfect.
Great 80s throwback logo. Thank you, Spectre Vision. We appreciate you and all that you do.
I love it. It's also 121 minutes, which is a little long for a Nic Cage affair. Like usually they pop off at most 95 minutes or 100.
This is a real
minutes.
Movie, though.
Yeah, this one is a real movie. Now, when you first saw this movie, you texted me and you said, if you can get past the first hour,
that's right,
you're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first hour. I loved every second of this movie. This movie's incredible.
I think the first hour is very
fucking awesome.
I think it's very diverse and I think if you don't vibe with the first hour,
I think somebody could watch the second hour and enjoy it a bit more, because the second hour delves more into a movie with a plot.
Well, it's a different movie.
Yeah, it's a different type of movie.
2 movies.
Yeah, which I love. They're just 2 movies that are stapled together, and they obviously they have plot that transfers over from the first half into the second half, because that's what the second half is about. But honestly, like this movie is like reminiscent of like Kubrick to me. Like
I don't think it has as much to say as Kubrick, but visually, it's a feast.
Yeah, it's definitely a visual feast, but also like the scenes with the what's the name of the scary priest? What's that guy's name?
Dr. Sand or something like that.
No, it's definitely definitely not
Sand.
Jeremiah. That's what his name is.
Brother Swan,
Jeremiah Swan. And
Jeremiah Sand.
Is it Sand?
Yeah.
It is Sand. Okay, so that character is amazing. That character is unreal because
he's good.
Because like this movie is like, especially in the first hour, and actually, you know what? Just throughout the whole film, there's not a lot of dialogue.
No, I don't even remember Nic Cage talking.
Like, yeah, Nic Cage.
I don't recall him talking. He does.
He grunts. He grunts a lot.
Yeah.
There is like that scene where where they're like, "What are you hunting?" And he's like, "Pure evil." And you're like, "Fuck yeah." So what this movie is about, I'm going to try my best to explain it because it's one of those movies you have to see to really believe. But essentially, Nicolas Cage and his wife, who, by the way, that woman is more on par with the type of woman that Nic Cage can get. And I think that's important that they casted it like that because it grounded this movie.
Yeah.
Like it really grounded this movie because like in Looking Glass, like I couldn't stop thinking, it's like, why is this 22-year-old fucking him?
A weird like 45-year-old hippie artist that lives in the woods. That seems more of Nic Cage's speed.
Yeah, exactly. And so like he's like a lumberjack. And my first thought is, why did it take this long to get fucking Nic Cage in a lumberjack role?
Oh, you mean Joe?
Oh, yeah, that's right, Joe.
Oh, you mean the David Gordon Green movie, Joe?
Yeah, I don't like that movie, but you like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a 4-star movie. It's really good.
It's not that good, but
I don't think you've even seen it, to be honest. I think you're thinking of a different Nic Cage movie.
I'm pretty sure I have, because it's the one that takes place most in the forest, right?
No, they're in the forest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with Rage. Are they also in the forest in that one?
That one's mostly in the city, and he's Russian.
Okay, nope. I do remember that one.
Oh yeah,
I super remember that one actually. Now that you say that, but like, essentially, him and his wife, they live in like this sort of like mansion in the middle of the woods. He's a lumberjack. She's an artist. It's perfect. Like, it's like a cabin they live in.
Yeah,
and then these radical Christian,
it's a cult
beings. Yeah, like a cult, like who worship this guy Jeremiah, which by the way is great content. They come into Nicolas Cage's home and they steal his wife because they believe that she is some sort of Messiah.
Sure.
Or they believe that she is like akin to the Virgin Mary or something like that. And so they kidnap her, and essentially Jeremiah does. I would love to do this monologue, but there's like a 20-minute monologue. It's so long.
It's so good, and it's on acid. It's like,
yeah, they're doing acid, and it's got all like the colors are like flashing in your face, and like there's the layered voices and the layered audio effects. All the while he's doing this 20-minute monologue about how he is the one true God. All the while his dick is out, by the way, the entire time his dick is out. It's neon. It's in neon.
Yeah, it's like you can't see it that bad.
Yeah, the robe's open though. The robe is open. But it sort of like it delves into like this sort of rapey cult where they're trying to sort of unlock something in this woman's brain to the type of person they think she can be, and the type of person that Jeremiah wants as a lover, sort of as like a right hand to his godliness. All the while, everyone else in his cult, including the dudes, are all trying to fuck him real bad, but he just wants to have sex with this one woman,
right? And
then, the most amazing thing happens. He's like, "Hey, you like the Carpenters?" And she's like, I guess. And he's like, "Well, this is even better." And he puts on a song that he wrote that's also about him. And then
what I like about it is that it draws from like all of the great cult leaders, like Charles Manson, who was a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Draws from him quite a lot. Like, but also
it's like Jonesville shit.
Yeah, Jim Jones. It kind of got like he's that weird. He had the preacher and the fucking
Jonestown. rather.
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Yeah.
And he had like the black glasses because he was on coke so much. but yeah, and it draws from like all the great inspiration of cults, and it's like it's accurate. I listen to a lot of fucking podcasts about like cults and murders and stuff. This is very accurate.
Yeah, like this doesn't seem like Nicolas Cage describes it as pure evil, but this doesn't seem like pure evil. This seems like genuine belief, which is why it's so good.
And you feel it.
Yeah.
And you especially feel it because aliens are in this motherfucker also.
Yeah. Are they aliens? Are they demons? I'm not sure what
I thought they were aliens, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it's basically like they sort of summon like these sort of creatures that sort of protect them. And then all the while, like this movie, what I love so much about this movie is how like artfully graphic it is.
Yeah.
Like all the while Nic Cage is tied up, but he's tied up using barbed wire.
Ugh.
And then there's like that fucking OJ glove scene where he's trying to slip his hand out of the barbed wire. Oh dude, I had to look away. It's really fucking gross.
Yeah, because like so after the big monologue, Nic Cage's wife just starts laughing it off.
Yeah, she's laughing at him, and he
burn her on the stake.
Yeah, they fucking put her in a burlap sack, take her outside, and burn her in front of Nic Cage. And then there's like that scene where like, and it's probably one of the most powerful images I've seen in a movie this year, where Nic Cage, he finally gets out of the barbed wire and he goes over to the ashes where his wife is, and you can see like the sort of like the shape of a woman there, and he goes to touch it and it blows away. And it's
like in Transformers 2.
Dude, do not do this.
Don't do this.
Don't do this. And like that moment, like I broke as a person. And then the rest of the movie, like, look, if you thought the first half of the movie is madness, buckle in, because the second half of the movie is buck fucking wild. He goes to like this guy's house and he's like, hey, you got my crossbow? And he's like, yeah, hell yeah, I do. What are you hunting? And he's like, pure evil.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie, there's then like this crazy scene where Nicolas Cage is like making this crazy axe, this big axe that he carries
so
around.
Good.
Yeah, it's so good. And he's just, oh, hold up. But he goes back into his house first before he does any of that. And guess what's on the TV?
What's on the TV?
Cheddar Goblin.
Cheddar Goblin.
Cheddar Goblin. I don't know what that has to do with anything. A buddy of mine was posting on Facebook. He ordered Cheddar Goblin brand macaroni.
Dude, I need a Cheddar Goblin shirt.
Yeah, if we could get a Cheddar Goblin shirt. Hey, makers of this movie, can you send us a Cheddar Goblin shirt? Perfect. Thank you. Cheddar Goblin's on the TV. And I honestly don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't
know what a lot of this movie has to do with anything, but it's provocative.
Yeah,
it gets the people going.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but
no, it doesn't. It's not deep at all, but it looks good as fuck. That's for sure.
But here's the thing: is that like it's not deep as fuck? But I feel like if I watch it 5 more times, I'll be like, this is deep. I
definitely have to watch it again before I can really give it a rating. But yeah,
I think this might be like one of those movies. Like I will probably see this movie at least 5 more times.
I think we'll have to hit the theater if it's still at Eau Claire after Fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see this movie on the big screen because it's just such a fascinating piece from basically the second it begins to the second it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And
have you seen Panos' other movie, Beyond the Black Rainbow?
No, I've heard it's good though.
It's like this but less story.
Okay. Well,
it's mostly just visuals.
This movie doesn't have a lot of story.
Yeah, it's less though.
Yeah. And then the second half of the movie essentially is Nic Cage hunting down all the people in the cult and killing them in brutal ways.
Brutal.
And then at this point, the movie gets ultra violent, and it's so much fun to watch. Like he's like the first guy that he kills, he like has him pinned with the back end of the axe against a tree. And then he shoves it through his head, and like most of his head like comes apart. Like it's brutal to watch. And the effects are incredible.
Really good. But it's also, this movie is pitch fucking black. So
yeah, that's true.
It's like it's hard to tell what is what a lot of times.
The whole movie takes place
during
during
turn
the
up the brightness on my fucking projector. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. But then like That's really the rest of the movie. And
the second, it's like a 2-act movie, which like you don't see very often.
Yeah, but it works perfectly in its favor. I don't think it needed a third act. If they tried to explain like where he was a month later, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I like the way that they left this movie. And like, it's just really him horrifically killing people, specifically the last guy that he kills, who he just fucking grabs by the skull and just starts ripping it apart. That's insane to watch.
And this is like the unhinged Nic Cage that I wanted from Mom and Dad.
Yes.
It's the uncaged Cage that I expected.
Perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what I needed, I think, right now. And because we've been watching these Nic Cage movies, and like people always ask me, like, why the fuck do you watch every Nic Cage movie? Why do you put yourself through this? And this is why. Yeah, because every now and again, this shit comes along, and I'm like, look, here's the thing. I might have missed this if I wasn't so dedicated to watching every Nic Cage movie. I might have missed this. And I cannot explain to you, especially someone like me, how much this movie appeals to people exactly like me.
So white dudes.
Yeah, white dude.
That's your only feature.
Yeah, I took a lot of notes on this movie, but I don't know. I feel like I got everything out I had to say about this movie. It's horrific and mind-bending and visually insane.
I can also see why someone wouldn't like it.
Yes, absolutely. This is the type of movie.
It is style over substance for sure, but I like this little bit of substance.
Yeah, there's the little bit of substance there is good.
The style is the substance,
and the style is amazing.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
perhaps the style is the substance.
Oh, sorry, we got a professor over here. I think we got a fucking professor of film over here.
I took one film class.
You took one film class. Same.
You dropped out of film school, didn't you?
No. I just took one film class.
Oh yeah.
And so I think, I can't even. It's undeniable for me. This is a 5-star on the Chatsky scale.
See, I don't know because I need to watch it again.
I know it's a 5-star.
Okay, I believe you.
It's a 5-star. It's unbelievably good. Like, it's almost uncontrollably good, and I just didn't expect this. I especially didn't expect to like it as much.
Nic Cage, wake up!
Hey,
he's sleeping on the floor right in front of.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he looks okay.
Dude, you scream really loud and he barely flinched.
Hey
man,
it's me, shitty Nic Cage.
You good?
I'm feeling real bad. I'm coughing up blood here. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, well, that sounds like a hospital. We have to finish pod, but we'll go to the hospital after.
What are you guys talking about?
Mandy. Do you even remember making this movie?
Not really sure what this one is.
It's the revenge movie.
I was in this.
Yes, it's the one where the cult leader.
They're all revenge movies. I don't know.
Oh yeah, sorry, Nic Cage. The cult leader burns your wife in front of your very eyes, and then you build an axe and try and kill him.
Greek guy made it.
Yeah,
is he Greek?
Yeah, Cosmatos.
You
clearly remember the film.
What?
Because you remember that it was a Greek guy.
The neon one. It's got neon.
Yeah, it's got neon. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen every Nic Cage movie.
But have you seen this?
Hard to say. I don't really.
Mr. Cage, I have to implore you. It's insane to me that you've seen the Humanity Bureau as many times as you have,
Seen it a few times.
Yeah, and have never watched Mandy.
The Humanity Bureau, 5-star film.
Humanity Bureau. There's a joke in there.
Mandy, it's called. Are you sure that's the title?
Mandy. Yes. Is it called something else in a different country?
And it came out. It didn't just get stuck in festivals for 15 months.
Well, it did, but it's out now.
This is a movie that I filmed. Was it a movie I filmed recently, or
no? It would have been filmed like
25 months ago.
It would have been filmed like 25 months ago. But look, it's out now. It's out wide now.
This is, and I'm getting paid for this.
Nick, I don't know. I don't know the details behind that. Okay, I just want to know what you think about the motherfucking movie.
But I'm in it though.
Yes, you're the main character.
Well, I assume it's a 5-star, but it doesn't sound like a movie that I was in.
Well, it is a 5-star. You're right. I seldom agree with you, shitty Nic Cage, but yes, this is a 5-star. But
you know what is definitely a 5-star predominantly,
What's
because
that?
I've seen it. The Humanity Bureau.
Why have you seen it so many times?
Rob King, good friend of mine.
Yeah. Hey, did you hang out with Leo Fafford? Wolf Cop? The Wolf Cop guy?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I hang out with a lot of people. Was he a Greek guy? Is he a Greek guy?
No, he's Canadian. But Panos Cosmatos. Wait, no, damn it! You son of a bitch! Panos Cosmatos is Mandy. Come on, you've seen this movie. You have to have. You said Neon. You knew you know the movie.
Yeah, it's like a neon cult movie.
Yes, you've seen the movie.
Oh, I don't really recall this one.
Fucking guy. This
Okay.
holy
It's
fucking.
like Pluto or something.
You're banned. You're banned. You're banned from pod. You're banned. You're not allowed to be on this podcast anymore ever again.
I need to lay down.
Yeah. Yes, you do. You also need to get the fuck off the mic because you're
I
banned.
need to lay down so bad.
Nick, you're banned. Stop talking into the microphone. You can go talk into the one that you plugged or that you set up that's not plugged in.
Oh yeah, he's going over there now.
Yeah.
He set up a microphone over there for some reason.
He's mumbling into it. Does he think that he's on
talking
pod?
into it? Yeah, I don't know. He's looking at me. He is talking into it.
Oh man.
Well, that was fucking weird. That was a weird episode.
Yeah, it was a really weird episode. There was too many people around, I
A
think.
lot of people showed up.
Lock the doors. Please lock the
gates.
doors. Do you have
Mark Maron locked the gates.
do you have a fireplace? 'Cause
Hey,
if
I'm
so-
shitty Mark Maron. Just kidding.
Just kidding. That's just Buck doing a shitty Mark
That
Maron
was just me
impression.
doing a shitty Mark Maron. Not like these other real shitty characters.
Yeah.
These are real shitty characters.
You want to hear some good news though?
Yeah, what's that?
Spooky-tober starts next week.
Thank fuck.
Holy shit, we've been waiting for this, baby. And
there will be one more Calgary film episode in there, but we gotta wait till you come back. So
yeah, that's right. That's
I don't
right.
know when that one's gonna drop. Maybe midweek sometime.
Yeah. So for Spooky-tober for next Sunday, watch for midweek for that Calgary film thing to drop. But next Sunday, we're gonna talk about Slice. That's a movie with Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper is in it, and Paul Scheer is also in it.
Yeah, Paul. I did see Paul Scheer was in it. I'm pissed that you're making me watch it. I hate
We
him.
love Paul Scheer.
Hate the man.
Good man.
And then we're also talking about
Paul Scheer might show up. Well, we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I won't stay. I won't stay on the podcast like ever. I'll quit.
All right.
Then we're also watching the new movie from the Twisted Mind of Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero.
Oh boy, I've seen it, but I am happy to watch it again.
And that is called Best Friends Volume 1. Best is it Best Fiends? Because
it's Best Friends.
It is Best Friends, but the R is in like parentheses.
Because that's the double entendre is that they're fiends.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You'll get it once you see it. You'll be like, oh, these are fiends.
I've heard the movie is fucking awesome.
It's a wild time for sure.
So we're watching Best Friends Volume 1. We are watching Slice. And then we are doing 2 Stephen Kings.
You guys wanted it, so it's happening.
You guys like the Stephen King content. So we are going to be watching 2 Stephen King movies a week until the end of Spooky-tober. We are watching Mercy, which is
Murcielago,
based on a Stephen King short story. And then we are watching Secret Window, Johnny Depp.
One of my favorites. I'm excited to talk about that.
Didn't somebody really Spanish direct Secret Window? I forget who that was.
Could be.
Yeah, seems like that's right.
Sounds right.
Sounds correct. So make sure you tune into that. Do we want to pump some trailer trash real quick?
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So we got some big trailers this week. We got the last trailer for Crimes of Grindelwald, and the big thing with this new trailer is that it shows off that Nagini, who's the snake from Harry Potter.
Okay, Google Secret Window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Couldn't just type that? Couldn't have just typed that?
It looks,
while I was talking?
Dude, this new Grindelwald trailer, I wasn't on board before. I'm on board as fuck now.
I hate the title of the film, but I still hate the title of the film. I think it's bad. But the movie itself looks really great. And Fantastic Beasts was one of the biggest surprises of the year that it came out. I remember that was the year we were digging for a good blockbuster, and I was just so confused that was the one. That was the one I was looking for, because I really like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And so that new trailer,
it's not a Spanish person that directed Secret Window. It is in fact David Cope of Mordecai, Premium Rush, and Ghost Town fame.
Didn't David Cope write the screenplay for Jurassic Park?
I mean, he adapted it from
Michael Crichton's novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said he wrote the screenplay and didn't say he wrote the movie.
But yeah, he's not he didn't write much else after that. He went into the directing game with Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon almost immediately after.
Oh, dude, does Kevin Bacon show his finger in Stir of Echoes?
He does, actually.
Perfect. Yeah, but like the big thing about
just kidding, he is a writer.
Yeah, he is. I knew it. I knew he was a writer.
He wrote the Spider-Man screenplay, 2002, Panic Room.
He wrote something that we watched recently. That we watched on the show. I forget what it was.
1.
Okay, Mission Impossible. Yeah, that's
Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers. Oh, that one. You might have me off board with Toy Soldiers.
Just keep talking. It's fine. Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, that movie fucking sucks. That might be what I was thinking about. But like Nagini, the snake from Harry Potter, is actually a person in this movie, and it's like, okay, I'm
excited to see how it turns into a snake.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. And
Inferno, the Mummy.
Inferno, that's the one I was thinking of. That is definitely the one. Oh no, maybe it was the Mummy. Maybe it was the Mummy. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where that goes.
War of the Worlds.
But the biggest, I love War of the Worlds, dude. I fucking love that movie. The biggest trailer that we got this week is we got the first trailer for Captain Marvel. And man,
that was like 2 weeks ago, dude.
Oh well, whatever. We're talking about it now for the first time. Man, that
sure. Like those Krulls?
What?
You like those Krulls?
No.
They walk out of the water. They're Krulls.
On
a beach, but they're Krulls.
Yeah, I know what they are.
Seems like you don't know what the Krulls are.
This movie looks weird.
I'm into it though.
I am into it, but it does look like an Avengers movie, exactly an Avengers movie.
You know what I like about Samuel L. Jackson? He's Mr. Potato Head. Throw an eye patch on him. Throw a mustache on him. Throw a fro on him. Whatever you need. Different guy.
Different guy. Yeah, and there's CG in him to make him look young in this one. He looks super weird.
He looks like what was that one movie where he was in it for like Hustle
and Flow?
Is he in Hustle and Flow?
I don't know.
There's one where he plays like a 2-bit gangster. It's Pool Hall Junkies, maybe.
I've never seen that.
Where he plays like a 2-bit gangster wearing just like the white undershirt, which is a great look for black dudes.
Hell yeah. So yeah, that's coming out. There is a scene where Captain Marvel punches an old lady in the face, and people sort of erupted about this. And then like the fandom were real assholes about it. They're like, you guys are dumb if you think it's weird she punches a woman in the face because she's clearly a Krull. Okay, but
what does that mean?
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Look, I read comics. I get it. But this trailer is to entice the average consumer to go see this movie. And the average consumer isn't going to put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, that old lady's clearly an imposter. No, they're just going to be like, oh, Captain Marvel punches old lady.
That old lady. That's really weird. She's
punching an old lady on a bus. I saw Mark Ellis make a tweet that I thought was funny where he was just like, I hope the whole movie is just her punching old ladies on the bus.
Powerful Mark Ellis. Come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show, Mark Ellis. I bet he would. He might. And then what was the last trailer? Oh yeah, Dark Phoenix. And this sure looks like an X-Men movie.
Yeah, I'm just done with X-Men. I don't care anymore.
Well, like the thing is like I would care more if I didn't know for certain that this was going to end in 15 months.
Like after Logan, why do we have to watch any more?
Yeah, that's true. Like Logan is sort of like a perfect end piece. And like you can make a Deadpool.
I will let Deadpool do whatever it wants because it's not really X-Men.
Yeah.
It's not the core X-Men group.
Yeah, look, Colossus.
To me, the end of X-Men is Logan. That's the end of this 15-year journey.
And it ended exactly where it needed to. I don't
fucking need any more of these McAvoy Fast Finger movies. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It looks like all the other Fast Finger ones.
Look, you can't make
it looks like X-Men First Class. It looks like Rogue whatever.
You can't make a 5-star finale and then just keep making 3 stars. Don't do that. And like the thing is,
I'd rather them just release the fucking X-Men First Class movie.
Yeah.
Or what is it called? New Mutants?
New Mutants.
I'd rather them release New Mutants on that date. I don't care even a little bit about Dark Phoenix.
Well, especially because Disney has pretty much said like
it's also been in the can for 15 months.
Yeah. And Disney
give it to Netflix. I don't care at all at this point about this movie.
Disney said that they're just going to restart this whole thing. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. They're like, yeah, we're gonna reboot the X-Men into Avengers, and it's
I hope that's
fuck,
in like
who cares?
10 years.
Yeah,
because they have enough shit to go 10 years, right?
Well, I mean, like that was kind of the
they're already
whole
6
point.
years out with stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Well, even more than that, I think they're like 10 years out with stuff right now.
Okay, then introduce X-Men introduce them in phase 6 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, introduce them in 2030. We don't need it right now. But a lot of people want to see it, and it's like
I want to see Fantastic Four. What I want to see.
Yeah, me too. I want Fantastic Four to be in there.
Fantastic Four, fucking bringing Ant-Man out of the Cosmos
because they haven't fist fucked us with Fantastic Four over the past 15 years.
There's been 15 years of these X-Men movies, and a lot of them are good.
Yeah,
fine.
I like Days of Future Past. I like First Class.
Yeah, they're good.
I don't like Apocalypse, but
no, that one's unnecessary, which is really soured me on the whole McAvoy universe.
Yeah, and maybe Dark Phoenix will be great. Who knows? But probably not.
But also, I don't care at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just done with Jennifer Lawrence in these movies. Also, like I just can't.
Yeah, I'm sure she's done with it too. So don't worry about that.
She sure seems like it.
You know what I was thinking about while I was in the shower this morning?
What's that?
Where the fuck did David O. Russell go? What is he making?
I feel like he's hiding because of fucking the Me Too movement.
Ooh, you think he's a raper?
I think he might be hiding. I don't know. I can't prove it, but I'm sure he's been to a Roland Emmerich Bryan Singer boy party.
A boy party?
Yeah, dude. He's been to one for sure. He's attended. Maybe he hasn't hosted, but he's attended.
Those Bryan Singer parties, they got a little out of control. Roland Emmerich, you're a rapist. if that's what you thought, you're like, yeah, they got a little out of control. They got a little out of control where boys were the furniture. You're a rapist, Roland Emmerich.
Yeah. So at this, like, they say that they have Dark Phoenix and New Mutants still coming, and those ones are in the can. That makes sense. Get those ones out.
Been done for a while,
but they also
apparently they reshot a lot of New Mutants though.
Yeah, and that's why that one's taken so long.
Yeah.
But then they're also still saying that the Gambit movie, which hasn't even started writing, is still coming out, and I'm like, it's you can't.
No.
Make that movie. It's not coming out.
No.
And I was thinking about something today because I was thinking about the Disney the Disney streaming service.
Sure.
And I was thinking about how this works. And I want to catch your thoughts on this. So when they buy Fox as a whole, they're buying everything, correct? They're getting all
the movies.
They're not getting all the TV shows also?
A lot of the TV shows, but not the TV stations. So.
Yeah, so like Fox, they're not getting Fox News, obviously.
They're not getting Fox News, but they're getting The Simpsons.
Yeah, they're getting like The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, all that fun stuff. Always Sunny, which, goddamn, please put that on a service.
Yeah, that needs to be on a service.
But here's the thing that weirds me out is because they also own Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
But Lucasfilm includes Star Wars as well as Indiana Jones. So they have the rights to the Indiana Jones character. But
yes.
But they do not own the rights to distribute the first four films.
Paramount still has it?
Yeah. I believe that's how it works, right? So, like, because I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, they could put so much stuff on there. And I was like, oh, but they couldn't put indie. Because I'm pretty sure that Paramount still owns distribution.
They have a Netflix deal, Paramount does. So
yeah. So at this point, is Disney going to buy that next? Because, like, that's going to be cheaper than Fox to get Paramount.
I mean, the logical conclusion to all of this is that they buy Paramount next, or because Universal, I think, is still doing okay.
Yeah, because Universal's got like the Jurassic Parks and the Fast and Furious,
but then they is safe for now.
And now they own the distribution right. Universal owns distribution rights for James Bond, which is a huge get. Yeah, so I think Universal is fine to sort of, and I think eventually it's just going to be those two studios.
WB.
Oh yeah, WB. Yeah, those three
WB
studios.
is WB is in second gross this year.
Yeah, so. And Universal's third.
Universal, Paramount, Sony, all shooting for third. Probably Universal.
Yeah, because like I feel like Fox Pictures makes more money than Paramount. So
Fox makes more than Paramount. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the logical conclusion is look, they just put $71 billion down on Fox. Like, what's another 50 billion to just buy out whatever that is, Paramount, because then they'd have Mission Impossible,
Columbia TriStar.
Yeah.
That conglomerate.
Star Trek. They don't distribution
is
for
MGM Paramount too now, or no? They got Sony.
MGM is Sony now. But like with whatchamacallit, with Paramount, like you get your Mission Impossible, you get your distribution rights for the original Spider-Man.
Probably a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
there's probably a lot of stuff to Paramount on those distribution rights too.
Yeah, and like the big thing is Indiana Jones.
How much do they want to reboot it though? Like.
They don't want to reboot it. They want to just continue making movies.
Continue make them, but it's going to be a reboot.
Yeah, because Harrison Ford's 90.
And that got pushed back because they were really trying to make that, and that got pushed back till 2021. That's not coming out.
Dude, if they announced if they announced a fucking Mutt Williams movie, I would cream my jeans.
There's also no way they're bringing back Mutt Williams.
Yeah, well, Shia won't do it. He's not interested in that anymore.
Won't do it, which is unfortunate because we would love to have him back.
I would love a Mutt Williams movie, dude. I
also don't think he's that kind of I don't think he's a Hollywood leading man.
Not anymore.
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, he was for a while. And, he was in Disturbia and the Transformers and so he fucked around a little bit, and then of course Indiana Jones. So like clearly he was trying to do that at one point, and then he's like,
that's wait, not who he is though. So.
He's like, oh wait, I got all this money, I can just go get Lars von Trier to pay me to fuck my own wife. Yeah. Perfect.
So as we're talking about franchises, I do want to talk a little bit about the DC right now.
Yeah,
because DC, they're doing some interesting stuff in my opinion.
I'm excited to see like the stuff that they
think about it right now. They have Aquaman coming out next,
and then
Shazam, and then Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, and that'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then they have this weird Joker movie that they're making right now that I thought would never ever come out. It's being filmed right now.
Yeah,
and they've just announced they're starting work on Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn Black Cat movie.
Yep. So that's cool.
That's a pretty good lineup. That the next 5 movies, I think.
Well, and especially if they
at least 3 of those are going to be good.
Well, that Joker one's going to be good.
That's going to be good as fuck.
Who's directing that again? It's
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips, right? Of War Dogs fame. Yeah,
the Hangover fame.
Well, War Dogs. Well, let's say War Dogs fame.
He made War Dogs, but no one saw it. So.
Yeah, but they should have. Yeah, and so like I'm legit, but like I was talking to you about this earlier this week, where they're like first look at Joaquin in the makeup, and they show a picture, and I'm like, yeah, it sure is a grown man in clown makeup. That's certainly what that is.
So where do you think this is going to be for all-time Joker performances? Because we've seen a lot of them.
Well, I mean, I at this point, I don't think there's any beating Heath Ledger. Like, realistically, if we're talking just performances.
But it's Joaquin. I think if anybody can give him a run for his money.
Yeah.
I think it's Joaquin. I think it's the only guy in Hollywood that can give Heath a run for his money.
I agree. But, like, also remember that Jack Nicholson played this character also.
I love Jack Nicholson also, but Heath was way better.
Heath is way better. Like, just like breaking it down just like on just pure performance, nothing else, not like writing, not like quality of film.
Sure.
Heath Ledger certainly gets the edge with Jack Nicholson, maybe Romero up there also.
I love Romero.
I love Romero. But we can all agree that Jared Leto's the worst one for sure. He's fucking really bad.
Mark Hamill and then Jared Leto.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But Mark Hamill's kind of good as the Joker. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he's kind of good as the Joker, but he's only good as the
Joker. Don't take that into consideration. But if you look at Joaquin's track record,
yep,
he is the best actor in any movie he's in.
Oh, holy fuck! I just had a really weird revelation. Can we get a movie like obviously we've already got Joaquin on the forefront, but what if we got a Joker movie in like 10 years, like another Batman movie, and the Joker was played by Jake Gyllenhaal? Holy fuck! You're
asking too much.
I am asking too much, but am I though? Can't the boy work? Can we let the boy work? He's clearly good at it, and he wants to work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love when I see Jake Gyllenhaal and stuff because he's so
one of
diverse.
One of the best.
Super diverse. And like, because like, what was it last year? We had Stronger and Okja, and it's like that's not the same guy.
He's come a long way from Brokeback Mountain to that cheesy costume cowboy. You know? Yeah. Like he was bad in that movie.
No, but even then, I think he's pretty good in that movie. He's not as good as Heath Ledger in that movie. But
he doesn't feel like he's in the right movie.
Well, he wasn't sure what was really going on. No, that
because you have Heath, who is like every cowboy I've ever met, and then you have Jake Gyllenhaal, who saw
a cowboy on a fucking cereal commercial.
He went as a cowboy for Halloween type character.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for movies because there's some good ones coming out next year.
Absolutely.
So what are we talking about next week?
We already talked about it, but we'll talk about it again real quick. Just next week we're talking about Slice, Mercy, Secret Window, and Tommy Wiseau's.
Perfect. Follow us on the Twitters and that stuff.
Just gonna cut me off, huh? Tommy Wiseau's Best Friends Volume 1.
You can follow me on Twitter at LastCoolDude.
Follow us on Instagram at Movie Epidemic. And you can follow me on Twitter at Chadley the Movie. We have a lot of fun, kind of.